You know, I was sitting in a coffee shop last week, and I watched something that perfectly captures what's wrong with how we live our lives today. There was this guy, maybe in his 30s, sitting at the table next to me. He ordered a cappuccino, pulled out his laptop, and seemed ready to have a productive morning. Then his phone buzzed. He looked at it, and I saw his whole face change. His jaw tightened, his eyes narrowed. Whatever message he got, it clearly upset him. And for the next 2 hours, I watched this man sit there, staring at his screen, but not really working. He'd type a few words, then stop, look at his phone again, shake his head. His coffee went cold. He ordered another one, barely touched it. He was physically present, but mentally, he was somewhere else entirely, stuck in whatever that message said. 2 hours. Over what? Maybe a rude email? Maybe a canceled plan? Maybe a critical comment? I'll never know. But what I do know is that I saw myself in him, and maybe you'll see yourself too. Let me ask you something. How many times have you done this? How many times has one bad moment hijacked your entire day? Be honest, we've all been there. Someone cuts you off in traffic, and suddenly you're angry for the next 3 hours. Your boss criticizes your work in the morning, and you carry that weight until bedtime. You have an argument with your spouse before leaving for work, and you can't focus on anything all day. A stranger on the internet says something mean, and you spend your evening crafting the perfect comeback in your head. We do this all the time, and here's what's crazy about it. We know it's irrational, but we do it anyway. Let me give you a different perspective, a perspective that changed everything for me. Imagine you wake up tomorrow morning and check your bank account. You see 44,800 rupees sitting there. Not a fortune, but a decent amount of money. You're feeling good about it. Then you get a notification. Someone has stolen 80 rupees from your account. Just 80 rupees. Now, be honest, what would you do? You'd probably be annoyed, right? Maybe even angry. You might file a complaint. You might change your passwords. You definitely want those 80 rupees back. But here's what you wouldn't do. You wouldn't go to the bank, withdraw all your remaining 44,720 rupees and throw it in the trash. You wouldn't burn it, you wouldn't tear it up and flush it down the toilet, you wouldn't give it away to strangers on the street. That would be absolutely insane. Anyone who did that, we'd say they've lost their mind. But that's exactly what we do with our time every single day. Think about it. You have 86,400 seconds in a day. That's your daily deposit from the universe. It's given to you free every morning without fail. You didn't have to earn it. You didn't have to apply for it. You just get it. Now, something bad happens for 60 seconds, 1 minute. Someone says something rude, you spill your tea, you get stuck in traffic, you receive a disappointing message. Just 60 seconds of negativity out of 86,400 of possibility. And what do? We throw away the remaining 86,340. We let that 1 minute steal our entire day. We give it permission to ruin our mood, destroy our productivity, and poison our relationships. If someone stole 80 rupees from 44,800, you'd protect the remaining 44,720 with your life. But when someone or something steals 60 seconds from 86,400, we voluntarily hand over the remaining 86,340. We're accomplices in our own robbery. Doesn't that sound crazy when you think about it? I learned this lesson in the most painful way possible. Let me tell you a story. About 5 years ago, I was working at a job I didn't particularly love, but it paid the bills. I had this colleague, let's call him Raj. Raj had this talent for getting under people's skin. He'd make these little passive-aggressive comments in meetings. Nothing you could really call him out on, but enough to irritate you. One morning, we were in a team meeting, and I presented an idea I'd been working on for weeks. I was proud of it. I thought it was good. Raj waited until I finished and then said, very casually, "Interesting approach, though I'm not sure it's really thought through completely." That was it. One sentence. Probably took him 3 seconds to say. And I lost my entire day to those 3 seconds. I spent the rest of the meeting replaying his comment in my head. I barely heard anything else anyone said. After the meeting, I went back to my desk, but I couldn't focus. I kept thinking about what I should have said back to him. I composed and deleted probably 20 different responses in my mind. I had lunch with a friend, but I wasn't really present. I was still thinking about Raj's comment. My friend was telling me about something important happening in her life, and I was nodding along, but honestly, I wasn't listening. I was still in that meeting room, still hearing that one sentence. I went home that evening and snapped at my wife over something trivial. She asked me what was wrong, and I unloaded about Raj. She listened patiently and then asked me, did he say anything after that comment? I realized he hadn't. He'd made that one remark and then moved on to other topics. He probably didn't even remember saying it. But I'd given him my entire day. I'd given him my lunch with my friend. I'd given him my evening with my wife. I'd given him my peace of mind, all for 3 seconds of his time. That night, lying in bed, I did the math. That meeting was at 10 a.m. It was now 11 p.m. I'd wasted 13 hours of my life on a 3-second comment. 13 hours I would never get back. 13 hours I could have spent actually working on making my idea better. 13 hours I could have spent present with people I loved. 13 hours I could have spent happy. And the worst part? Raj had no idea. He'd gone about his day completely normally. I was the only one suffering. I was the one throwing away my own time. That's when it hit me. I was doing this to myself. Raj made a comment, sure, but I was the one who chose to carry it for 13 hours. I was the one who chose to let it ruin my day. I was the one throwing away my seconds. I started paying attention after that, and I realized this pattern was everywhere in my life. Someone would make a rude gesture while driving, and I'd be angry for an hour. Someone would post something on social media I disagreed with, and I'd spend 2 hours arguing with strangers. My phone would freeze for 30 seconds, and I'd be frustrated for 30 minutes. A waiter would get my order slightly wrong, and it would bother me through the entire meal. I was hemorrhaging time. I was bleeding seconds, minutes, hours over things that didn't matter. Things that wouldn't matter tomorrow, things that wouldn't matter next week, things that definitely wouldn't matter on my deathbed. And here's what really scared me when I started thinking about it: the math. Let's say you waste just 1 hour every day being upset, angry, or frustrated over small things. Just 1 hour. That seems pretty conservative, actually. Most of us probably waste more than that. 1 hour a day is 365 hours a year. That's about 15 full days. Every year, you're losing more than 2 weeks of your life to negativity over things that don't matter. Over a lifetime? Let's say you live for 70 years. That's 1,050 full days. That's almost 3 years of your life, completely wasted on moments that didn't deserve even 3 minutes. 3 years. Think about what you could do with 3 years. You could learn 5 new languages. You could master an instrument. You could write 10 books. You could travel to 100 countries. You could build a business. You could deepen every important relationship in your life. Or you could spend it angry about traffic, annoyed about comments, frustrated about small inconveniences, and bitter about things that won't matter next month. When I realized this, it shook me to my core. I thought about my grandfather who passed away a few years ago. In his final days, I sat with him and he talked about his regrets. You know what he didn't mention? He didn't mention that meeting where someone criticized him in 1987. He didn't mention that time someone cut him off in traffic in 1995. He didn't mention that rude comment someone made in 2003. He mentioned time with his grandchildren that he missed because he was too busy. He mentioned trips he didn't take because he was too worried. He mentioned conversations he didn't have because he was too proud. He regretted the big stuff, the stuff that actually mattered, not the small stuff we waste our days on. And that's when I made a decision. I decided I wasn't going to live like that anymore. I wasn't going to let random moments steal my days. I wasn't going to be an accomplice in robbing myself of my own life. I started practicing something I call the 60-second reset. It's simple, but it's changed everything. Here's how it works. When something bad happens, when someone upsets me, when things don't go my way, I give myself permission to feel it. I don't suppress it. I don't pretend it didn't happen. I'm human. I feel the frustration, the anger, the disappointment. But I set a limit, 60 seconds. Sometimes I literally set a timer on my phone. For 1 minute, I let myself feel whatever I need to feel. I might curse under my breath. I might shake my head. I might take some deep breaths. Whatever I need to do to process that emotion. But when those 60 seconds are up, I ask myself one question. Do I want to give this more of my life? And 99 times out of 100, the answer is no. Because when I really think about it, most things aren't worth more than 60 seconds of my time. That rude comment? Not worth it. That traffic jam? Not worth it. That social media argument? Definitely not worth it. So I make a conscious choice. I choose to reclaim my remaining seconds. I choose to redirect my energy towards something that actually matters. I choose me. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and say this is easy. It's not, especially in the beginning. Our brains are wired to hold on to negative experiences. It's an evolutionary thing. Our ancestors needed to remember dangers to survive. The problem is, your brain can't tell the difference between a real threat and a rude email. It treats them the same way. So you have to retrain your brain. You have to practice. And some days are harder than others. There are still moments when I fail. There are still days when something gets under my skin and I carry it longer than I should. I'm not perfect. Nobody is. But here's what I've noticed. The more I practice the 60-second reset, the easier it gets. And more importantly, the better my life gets. I'm more present with the people I love. When I'm having dinner with my wife, I'm actually there, not replaying some conversation from earlier in the day. When I'm playing with my kids, I'm fully engaged, not distracted by some email that annoyed me. I'm more productive at work. Instead of wasting hours stewing over criticism, I use that energy to actually improve. Instead of getting derailed by every small setback, I stay focused on my goals. I'm happier, genuinely, noticeably happier, because I'm not carrying around this constant weight of accumulated frustrations. I'm lighter, freer.
And my relationships have improved dramatically, because here's something I didn't realize before. When you're in a bad mood because of something that happened hours ago, you take it out on the people around you. They don't deserve that. They had nothing to do with whatever upset you, but they're the ones who suffer. How many times have you snapped at someone you love because you were already in a bad mood from something else? How many times have you been short with your children because your boss annoyed you? How many times have you started an argument with your partner because you were already frustrated about traffic? It's not fair to them, and it's not fair to you because now you've created a new problem on top of the original one. When you practice the 60-second reset, you protect your relationships. You show up as the person you actually want to be, not as a stressed, angry version of yourself. Let me share another story that really drove this home for me. Last year, I was supposed to give a presentation at work. It was important. I'd prepared for weeks. On the morning of the presentation, I woke up to find that my car had a flat tire. Of all days, of all times, old me would have lost it. Old me would have spent the entire morning angry, blaming the universe, feeling like everything was against me. And that anger would have followed me into the presentation, affecting my performance. But I'd been practicing the 60-second reset for a while by then. So here's what I did. I stood there, looking at that flat tire, and I let myself be frustrated for 60 seconds. I said a few choice words, I felt the annoyance, and then I set it down. I called a taxi, reviewed my notes during the ride, and walked into that presentation calm and focused. The presentation went great. Afterwards, a colleague asked me, "How are you so calm? I heard about your car." I smiled and said, "Because my car tire has nothing to do with this presentation. Why would I let it?" She looked at me like I'd said something profound, but it's really not. It's just a choice to not let one bad thing contaminate everything else. Here's another truth I've learned. Most of the things we get upset about, we won't even remember in a month. Think back to 1 month ago today. Can you remember what upset you? What ruined your mood? What frustrated you? Chances are you can't. Or if you can, it's because you've been holding on to it this whole time, which is even worse. But the time you spent upset about it, that's gone. You can't get it back. You traded real, precious time for something you don't even remember now. Doesn't that seem like a terrible deal? I started keeping a journal where I write down things that upset me, not to dwell on them, but to test this theory. And every month, I go back and read what I wrote. And almost every time, I read these entries and think, I can't believe I wasted energy on this. The person who was rude in the elevator, I don't even remember their face now. The project that got delayed, it worked out fine in the end. The critical comments someone made, they probably didn't even mean it the way I took it. But at the time, each of these things felt huge. Each of them felt worth my anger, my frustration, my time. Looking back, none of them were. And this brings me to something really important. I want you to think about your life right now. Think about the people who matter most to you. Your parents, your children, your partner, your closest friends. How much time do you actually have with them? If your parents are still alive and you see them once a month for a few hours, you probably have a few hundred more times you'll see them before they're gone. A few hundred. That's it. If you have young children, you maybe have a dozen years before they're more interested in their friends than in spending time with you. If you have a partner, even if you live together for 50 years, how many of those moments are you actually present for? Or are you distracted, stressed, thinking about work, replaying arguments, planning tomorrow? The time we have with the people we love is finite, it's limited, it's precious, and every second you waste being upset about something meaningless is a second you're stealing from them, from yourself, from the life you actually want to be living. Is that email really worth missing this moment with your child? Is that traffic jam really worth being irritable during dinner with your partner? Is that social media comment really worth carrying stress into your time with friends? When you frame it like that, the answer is obvious. Of course not. Nothing is worth that. But we do it anyway, every day. We trade the precious for the pointless. We exchange the meaningful for the meaningless. We give away our most valuable currency for things that have no value at all. And the saddest part? We can't blame anyone else for this. We're doing it to ourselves. Nobody is forcing you to stay angry. Nobody is making you hold on to frustration. Nobody is requiring you to replay that negative moment in your head 100 times. You're choosing to do that. And because you're choosing it, you can also choose to stop. That's the beautiful thing about the 60-second reset. It puts you back in control. It reminds you that your time is yours, your mood is yours, your peace is yours, and you get to decide what deserves access to these things. Not everyone, not everything, just the things that truly matter. I want to leave you with this thought. Imagine it's your last day on Earth. You're looking back on your life. What do you think you'll remember? What do you think you'll wish you'd spent more time on? I guarantee you won't wish you'd spent more time angry about traffic. You won't wish you'd held on to grudges longer. You won't wish you'd let more small things ruin your days. You'll wish you'd laughed more, loved more, been present more, appreciated more, experienced more joy. So why not start now? Why not decide today that you're done throwing away your seconds? Someone steals 60 seconds? Fine. Take your minute. Feel what you need to feel. Then take a deep breath and reclaim your remaining 86,340 seconds. Protect them, invest them, spend them on what matters. Your time is your life. Don't throw it away on things that don't deserve it, because life really is too short for anything else.